everyone, this is Adit back again with another video. So in this video, we are going to learn about proxy design pattern in JavaScript, and we have already covered some of the design pattern earlier. And if you haven't watched those videos already, then I would suggest you to watch that video as well. Though this video is not dependent on any of the previous videos, it is just complete independent, like it's a proxy pattern. You can just learn this. So let's get started now. And before you start, if you haven't subscribed the channel, please do consider subscribing. So let's get started now. What exactly is the proxy pattern? Let me show you an example. That way I will have to explain it better. We have an object, right? And it is having a name, and then it is going to have an age. And similarly, it is going to be a country, India. And we can also have an email address. Great. So suppose this is one of when we want to get some value from this object, what we are going to do is like we can just have name person dot name. So that way we are able to get the value of this person dot name. So let me just console this log, and you will have to see that value inside the log. So this is one of the way. There is other way as well. Like you can use the bracket over here and just use name. So this is also fine. And if you want to set some change the value of it, then you are going to change the value of this object directly, right? So what I mean was like let's have name, and we're just going to have low. Let's just call John Doe. Okay. So now, if we're just going to log it over here, so we are getting this value John Doe. So here we are able to change the value, and we are directly changing the value of this object, right? But what proxy patterns helps us to achieve is like proxy lives between them, between the object and the functions, the handler that we is going to have. So while using the proxy pattern, we don't directly manipulate the object. Instead, all the things are done by the proxies that sits in between, and then how it works. Like, so let me show you an example of the proxy pattern. So in JavaScript, it is really easy to implement a proxy because it already gives you a proxy constructor. So all you need to do is like, let's have a const proxy person. So now all you need to use the proxy constructor, and this expects I think two things. One is the target, and second one is the handler. So we are going to have the target as our person object that we have already over here, and then we are just going to have a handler. So we are just going to give over here, and it gives us two values. Like one is to get the values, there is another one to set the values, and there are other methods as well that is available in the proxy inside the proxy, but we are mainly going to focus on these two to like get the understanding. So first one is get, and it gives us like these things. First, they give us the target, and so basically, let's just have an object, and then they gives us the property. So now, or you can just call it the target as well. There, that's completely fine. And now, and there is another one which we get from it is set. Inside the set, we can have target, top, and the value that we want to set over here. So now, if we just try to console log inside this, we just try to get the values. So let's just have console.log, and let's just try to console log this value of top is target, and then we're just going to get the that particular target object value. And then we can just return this target dot props. And similarly, we will have to set the values as well. So to set the values, we just need to do target prop, and then we just pass the value, return true. And we are also going to log this out. So dot log so that we can visualize it. Changed from this value. Okay, so this just gives us a better understanding how. I think I made a mistake with the this string. Oh, got it. To value. So now if we just try to get the values, like we can use the and the proxy person. And when we try to get the values, suppose we want to get the values for the name. And let me just comment this out. Just don't require it anymore. So we can just have proxy pattern dot name, and this is going to give us the value that we have already inside the get. We have this console. So this value is name Adit Kumar. Okay. And similarly, if we just want to set the values, we can do that as well. We can have proxy person dot name, and we're just going to change it to um, John Doe. And here you will have to see this value is name, which is coming from here. And the second one is like changed name from Adit Kumar to John Doe. So this all the things are done by this proxy person, which sits in the mid. So this is how you can implement the proxy in JavaScript. And basically we can use the proxy for different it is used to like it is used for the validation, for logging and other kind of stuff. So one example that we are going to see is like how to implement this for validation, right? If we have this value and if we try to put some validation over, suppose when we want to set the value, what we can do is like we can have over here we can check. Suppose I want to put the validation for this age. Age should be a number. So I'm just going to put the validation for the age over here. Or we can also check with the how to put the validation for the email as well, which I'm leaving up to you. You can just try to implement this. So what we're going to do is like if we have the prop that is age, okay, and type of value not equal to number. So this is just a small example how to implement the how to use it to implement the validation for the inside the proxy pattern. So we can just log something out like age should be a number. You can only pass numeric value to age. Okay, and there could be other one as well. Like there could be for other things like name mm, and other stuff. And for get as well, we can put one validations like whether this particular property is available in our target object or not. So for that one, we can just use if target dot top. So if it is not available, then we are just going to console log um, this property is not available in target object. Or else if the property is already available in the target object, then all we need to do is like target dot sorry, not this one. We all we can do is just console dot log, pass it over here. So great. Now if we try to pass change the age, let's have proxy person dot age, and if we are just using instead of number, if we just use some string value over here like 45, then this should throw some error. Proxy person age if props equal to age and type of not equal to number. Oh, yeah. Over here, you will have to see like you can only pass a numeric value. But one problem is over there is like we are still changing the value. That's the reason I just got confused like why it is showing this. So we need to pass this inside the else. Okay. Just put it over here. And if you just clear the console, just save it again. So over here, you will have to see you can only pass the numeric values. So I just added validation for this age. So this is how you can use the proxy pattern for the validation. Yes, so this is how you can use proxy pattern for validation. And yeah, so one more thing, there is one method called reflect. So basically, what reflect does is like it helps you to like as of now the way we are getting the value is we are just getting this target dot props and that's how we are able to get the values of if we are trying to change the value we are getting this target and then updating that object. So there is one method called reflect which helps you to just change the value. So the way you implement the reflect is over here. Like let me just show you. Instead of using the target dot props, all you can do reflect dot get, and you can just pass the target and the prop. So that way, you don't need to do all this stuff. All you just can pass this, and this will work completely fine. And similarly, for to set new values, all you need to do is like have reflect dot set, and we can just pass so target prop and the value, and this will work completely fine. So over here, you will have to see like if we just try to change the age instead of having the string 2045, we're just using the number 45 and we are successfully able to change the value from 23 to 24, 25, sorry, 45. So this is how you can implement the proxy pattern in JavaScript. And yeah, I hope you got to learn something. So this is it for this video. If you like the video, consider subscribing and thank you for watching.